Good evening. Notre Dame Cathedral came to within half an hour of being totally destroyed last night, according to a French government minister who praised the speed and bravery of the firefighters tackling the blaze.
Notre Dame burns. What is the significance of this? Well, I'm not going to say anything original here because the symbolism is obvious. A physical representation of European civilization collapses in on itself, mirroring what has been happening to the West for a long, long time. One of the most iconic creations of our people, a presence that has defined the skyline for so long, is brought down in an instant. You see, it takes a lot of time, effort and love to build something great, but only a second to destroy. Was it an accident? Could it have been arson? In the end, it doesn't really make much difference. If the fire was the result of malicious intent, it shows our weakness. If it was an accident, it shows our carelessness and negligence for the very things that define us, that our ancestors sacrificed so much to construct. Again, it's a striking manifestation of the societal decline our rulers have inflicted upon us. It's a victory for those who seek to supplant us from our lands and homes. Because if the great wonders of our civilization can fall so easily, the civilization itself is shown to be fragile and vulnerable. This fire is poetic for many different reasons. Firstly, it's Holy Week. We're all just about to celebrate Easter. Yet Europe has long given up on its Christianity. None of us want to live in a theocracy, but the building blocks of our nations came from that religion. And now we've tossed it aside like an old lover, in the pursuit of finding something hotter and younger. Multiculturalism, globalism, democracy, whatever that is these days. The respect and appreciation for the past has disappeared. The void that has been left behind is being filled with foreign and incompatible ideologies. And the followers of those may not be so upset about something like this, if you take the reactions of certain types of people on social media as an example. Very French names there, I'm sure you'll agree. But I suppose the funniest thing about these reactions is the countries and societies these people come from couldn't, even if they were given 1,000,000 years, create something as majestic and beautiful as Notre Dame. That's the really funny thing. Another reason why this is poetic is because it's in Paris. Now, Paris holds a meaningful place in my heart, and my regular viewers will be sick of hearing about it, but it's the city where I trace my own political awakening. Where I saw things clearly for the first time. Where I walked through the streets of a European capital city and felt alienated and estranged, like it didn't belong to people like me, like us, anymore. Then came the terrorism. Then came the traitors. Paris is a broken place. Its brilliance is completely diminished. Its identity squashed under the weight of diversity and tolerance. When the spire of Notre Dame crumbled down into the flames, it was a fitting visual for the city as a whole. Something that stood so tall for so long, gone, done, finished. Blink and you'll miss it. Europe right now is fighting two wars at once. Firstly, and most obviously, it's fighting a war against hostile invaders. People who despise what Europe is and want to change it. People who should never have been allowed to come here in the first place and should be returned to where they came from as soon as possible. But the media never reports on this war honestly. Hundreds of churches every single year are attacked and desecrated in France. And the perpetrators are simply named as vandals or thugs. It's an epidemic. And the authorities pretend not to know why it's happening or who is doing it. The mask can't be allowed to slip, you see. The truth can't be spoken out loud. I wouldn't be surprised if Notre Dame was arson at this point. I mean, it's not like this sort of thing is a rarity. The other war Europe is fighting is with itself. An identity war, to be precise. You see, we're told over and over again that anyone can be European. That there's no such thing as a true Frenchman, in the words of Emmanuel Macron. Yet at the same time, we, the white Europeans, should feel guilty for our history, feel ashamed for all the things we've done. Buildings like Notre Dame are, after all, relics from a time where Europe ruled the world through military expansion, and therefore should be done away with anyway, right? How many statues have we been told should be pulled down? Is it really so far-fetched that at some point, classical European architecture from a more confident age may face the same calls? Hey, we could replace them all with a nice mosque, or maybe some postmodern glass monstrosity that has no meaning whatsoever. Cool, eh? Because of all this, armed soldiers regularly patrol the streets of our capital cities. A bulletproof wall had to be built around the Eiffel Tower, and instead of building bridges, not walls, we've built walls on our bridges. Funny how that works out. Is this the Europe you want to live in? Is all of this worth your precious diversity, your precious sense of altruism? Notre Dame, the building, can be rebuilt, but it will never be whole again. The fire has taken something from it, from us, forever. But the will to rebuild is there. The outpouring of donations and support from people all over Europe and across the Western world proves that these structures, these monuments to our people and civilization still mean something. They still resonate emotionally. And people can't deny it. They can't bury it. Perhaps Europe is the same. Maybe we can never get back what we've lost, not fully. But we can start to build a new future, inspired by the old past, in honour of those who gave us everything, and to rectify our mistreatment of all of it.
It's such a shock. I'm discovering it now. It's a symbolic building for us. It still is. It always will be.
For the life of all the Parisians, and even in Europe and in the world. It exists as a symbol, and we need it.
She watches the phone continue to ring like nobody's home. We're letting them sing it down to the bone. You like my dreams and into my home.
Thank you all so much for watching once again. I'd like to wish you all a happy Easter, and I hope you all enjoy the weekend. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so in a few ways. Issue 4 of the Iconoclast magazine is available from my website, linked down below. You can drop me a couple of pounds on PayPal, I very much appreciate it. Or you can support me monthly on Subscribestar, and get your name at the end of every single one of my videos with a $5 a month or more pledge, like these gorgeous people right here. I can't thank you all enough, you're amazing. Okay, see you soon, cheerio.